Best of r slash choosing beggars episode 19. If you see a post without a choosy beggar, report it. With just a few reports, you can trigger Automod to remove a bad post. Feel free to whine about how bad the sub's gotten here or just talk about dem Mets or whatever. Jaff. I have to go get more beer. No, I don't have any extra and you can't have one. Thank you. Next. Hi CB. Long time follower. First time poster. Iniho, I'm a fairly busy surgeon in my community. Takes about 2 months to get in, whatever. One of the nurses I work with in the hospital setting asked me to see her husband for an issue. Whenever I get personally asked a favor like that, I try to accommodate and squeeze them in my schedule. So, I overbooked my clinic the next week to see him and the guy no-shows the appointment. The next week I see the nurse and she tells me the BF is sorry he just forgot. Can he come next week? I respond I'm sorry but it already isn't fair to the other patients already so he'll have to get a regular appointment. 2 months from now. Now, she won't stop asking me every week to see him sooner and that he's really suffering from a chronic issues he's had for years but couldn't show up for the first slot I have him. I roll. Anyway, I'll be seeing him in February now, just like anybody else. Unless he skips that appointment too. And fasipaming. Thank you. Next. I didn't know this sub existed, and I have this friend who is the epitome of this sub. I have several stories about her to post. So I had this friend in college, let's call her K. K was overall nice to talk to but the longer you knew her, the more of a scumbag you realized she was. K lived in the same dorm and me and my friends. I remember the story like it was yesterday. She had her car and her parents paid for everything so she wasn't a struggling student in any way shape or form. One evening I was out practicing for a skit I had to do in Japanese class with a few friends. However when I was done I was going to go to K's birthday party she was throwing in the dorm. Part way through our practice she calls me. Hello? K. Hey I was wondering if you would mind picking up the pizzas for my party. I'm getting things ready here. Me. Sure I don't mind. I just have to finish up practicing for this class thing. K. Oh well I actually really would like if you would go right now. Me. I can head out in the next 10 minutes but I can't right this second. Are you in the dorm? I'll run by and pick up the money for the pizzas. K. Actually like I said I need you to go get them now. And besides, that's my money. I need it for me. Me. Well how am I supposed to pay for the pizzas? Did you prepay or something? K. No. I need you to pay for them because this is my money, and I invited you to my party so it's not like you don't owe me for inviting you. Just go grab them. Me. Sorry I'm not going to pay for the pizzas for your party, especially when I don't even really eat pizza myself. K. But you owe me. Me. I really don't. Sorry K. You. LL have to figure out something else. At this point I hang up and tell my 2 friends about this whole situation. We all puzzle over this for a few minutes then go back to our practice. When we finished up about 15 minutes later, I looked at my phone and I had about 10 messages from Kay telling me I was selfish and now she has to drive to pick up the pizzas for her party which means she has to use her gas, and the party was ruined, etc. How I was a horrible friend, and not to come by to her party. Edit. A word. Thank you. Next. Last week, a package from other team needed to be sent out, but the only person on their team who has access to those accounts and knows how to do it was out sick, so the team leader asked me to take care of it. Actually, he asked me to explain to him how he could do it himself, but he seemed really busy so I offered to do it for him. He was grateful and that was that. It was a bit of a puzzle because our entity has changed and I needed to sort out a new account. But I documented the process and sent it out to those 2 co-workers from other team, the administrative people and my own manager. Today, one of the administrative co-workers comes over and asks me, can you send this out for me? And I referred her to the documentation I had sent out. She said yeah, I got that but can you send it out for me? It was a document so no weighing or packaging or anything necessary, so I agreed. I sent it out for her. It got picked up, no issues there. A bit later, she comes to my desk. Can you email me the tracking number? Yeah, sure, I can. I dig up the label I had printed out, copy the number for her, send it in a plain text email, Just 123,456,789. There you go. I'd like a link. Amy, me. You can track it by going to www.shippingcompany.com and then entering the code on the front page. No, I'd still like a link so I can follow it and track it from this email. Amy, is it just me, or is that a bit condescending? Entitled, thank you. Next. It happened last year and I just started to enjoy this sub so decided to post. Last year when I was 7 months pregnant I flew back to China with my 2-year-old son. Airline was very nice and when I was coming back to the US, same airline gave me an extra seat, so I had 3 seats in a row. Airline also told me if the plane is full someone will sit on the extra seat so be prepared. People with kids can board first so me and bunch of parents all settled down pretty quick. Before other people board, a little girl sat next to my son and they started to play with his iPad together. I always like how kids can make friends so quick. Later that little girl's dad showed up and said, "Oh good, you make a friend." I said, "Yeah, you can let her sit here for a bit." I can see he got more kids to deal with. Guy, "Oh, you got an extra seat? There are only 2 of you, right?" Me, "Well, I am pregnant so they were being nice." Guy, "Cool. So can I leave her here for the rest of flight? I didn't buy a seat for her, you know. If you can just look after her a little bit it will be great." Okay Babajal, see ya. Me, "Hold on. You know what, when they said I can have an extra seat they also said someone might be sitting here so I don't think she can sit here." Guy, "But you got an extra seat." Me, "Yeah, I am sure someone will end up sitting here." Flight attendant came and that guy was quite unhappy. He still took his daughter and went back to their seats. I still can't believe this guy wanted me to watch his daughter during this longest international flight. Thank you. Next. My mom was telling me this story on the phone yesterday and I thought it would fit here. Please, do not hesitate to tell me if it does not. Some context. My mom's best friend, BF, has another friend, AF, who, during December, resells these fancy boxes of shrimp in exchange of a percent. So AF pushes, guilty trips, all her friends to buy the boxes of shrimp for way more than they truly should cost. To the story. BF always buys 2 boxes, €60 a box, ouch, of shrimp from her. This is what happened the other day when she went to pick them up. AF, "Hey, you're friends with X and Y, right?" BF, "Yes, why?" AF, "Oh, they asked me to get them a box of shrimp each but I need to bring them to their houses and I don't have time. Could you deliver them for me?" BF, "I don't think I will go anywhere near their houses." After some guilt tripping BF agrees. AF, "Also, can you please pay the money to me for their shrimp boxes now? That way when you deliver them, you can simply keep their money. And if they complain about paying you can say you already paid for them so they have to pay." BF, "What? I'm doing you a favor by delivering them. I just paid €120 for my own boxes. I cannot afford paying another €120 for their boxes. What if they don't have the money?" AF, "Exactly. If they don't want to pay you can make them feel bad by telling them you already paid for them with your own money." BF, "Why don't you ask them to send you the money first via PayPal or bank transfer then I can go deliver them?" AF, "That makes me look bad. It sounds like I don't trust them." BF, "I mean, you are asking Emmy to pay for them ahead. You don't trust them. Why should I risk my own money?" AF, "Never mind then. If you don't want to help me be that way. So much for Christmas spirit." Please note BF only orders the shrimp boxes from AF so she gets her percent. AF has a better economic situation than BF by much, and the shrimp boxes are at least twice the real value for the pieces per box and quality they are. Also to be noted, BF is in her 50s and walks everywhere, so for her to go out of her way to deliver those she has to walk a lot. Will AF has a car. Thank you. Next. I've been a follower of this sub for some time, and I've seen lots of situations that looked a lot like situations I've been into. I own a bartending company, and because of our growth on Instagram, we've been having a swarm of influencers trying to exchange exposure for free services or free events. I'm sorry if something like this was posted before, but I find it pretty useful, cause it seems to be a fair deal, but the beggars never come back. I got some ideas from other posts and created this. The company is open to receiving service requests in exchange for exposure by influencers. The influencer shall deposit the full amount of the contracted service in advance. A special discount code will be generated for influencer, which you must pass on to your followers. This code allows a 5% discount on non-refundable contracts for any event until the end of the year. If 10 people activate this code within 30 days of publication, influencer will have their deposit refunded and event held free of charge. If you do not reach the quota within the time limit, influencer will receive in the contract itself 5% discount per contract closed with said code.